Good morning, this is Tinsley,
and Jack,
reporting for your Fisher Morning News.
Welcome back to another terrific Tuesday at Fisher Middle School. We're glad that you're here. Today is Tuesday, January 31st, 2017, and it is an A Day.
Teachers, please check to see that students are wearing their IDs and following the dress code. Students who have been issued a temporary ID this morning are reminded to serve lunch detention today.
Failure to serve lunch detention today will increase your consequence to an in-school suspension. Students are reminded to have their ID badges visible at all times while on campus.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Hey Jack, do you know what the weather's supposed to be like this week?
I don't know. Let's check in with Luke for the weather.
It is currently sunny and 44 degrees. The winds are coming from the southwest at 10 miles per hour. Now for today's weather. Today's high is expected to be 65 degrees and sunny. The winds will continue from the southwest but increase slightly to 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight's low will be a cold 42 degrees. Now time for the radar. The radar looks clear in our area today with snow to our north in Pennsylvania, Chicago, and New York. Now for the 7-day forecast. The weekly high temperatures will be all over the place again this week. They will range from the upper 60s to the upper 40s, and the lows will fluctuate from the low 40s and the mid 30s. It is expected to be sunny all week with the exception of Friday and Sunday, where there will be a 30 to 50% chance of rain on those days. Now back to Tinsley and Jack.
Now for our general announcements.
The VEX Robotics team is now accepting applications through Friday, February 3rd. Check out the school website for a link to the application and assessment rubric, or pick one up in the front office.
The Junior Beta Club application window will be from Monday, February 6th to Friday, February 10th. All interested 6th graders, 7th graders, and 8th graders should print an application, teacher recommendation form found on the school website. In addition, please be sure to review the rubric, but you do not need to complete one. Applications should be turned in by hand to the front office or emailed directly to Mr. McGangus at jmcgangus@greenvilleschools.k12.usc.us. Teachers will return complete recommendation forms into Mr. McGangus directly. If you are unable to print any documents, copies will be available in the front office. Please email Mr. McGangus with any questions, comments, or concerns.
Time to apply for yearbook staff. 7th graders, if you're interested in serving on the yearbook staff next year, please go to the Fisher website to fill out your application form. The application must be submitted no later than February 17th. If your application is not submitted by the deadline, you will not be considered for yearbook. If you have any questions, please contact Ms. Motzer.
And a reminder to purchase your yearbook online through Fisher website for the low price of $35. Paper order forms are available on the website and in the front office. Yearbooks will need to be purchased by February 28th.
Now for our sports news. Congratulations to both the girls and boys basketball teams. The boys won last night to continue a great season. Last night in action, the Lady Firebirds played against their last regular season game against Lakeview and was victorious with a final score of 23-9. What a fantastic team effort to help celebrate our graduating 8th graders. Players who got on the board were Nia Dix, leading all scorers with 9 points. Destiny Blassingame had 7 points. Aubrey Bryant chipped in with 4 points. Megan Bruce had 2 points, while Sierra Hill got on the board with 1 point. The Lady Firebirds' first playoff game starts this Thursday at Blue Ridge Middle School. Tip-offs are at 6 p.m. If able, come out and support the Lady Firebirds on the road in the playoffs. The boys will host the quarterfinals on Monday, February 6th at 6 p.m. versus the winner of Greer and Greenville. Congratulations to both teams on successful seasons.
Baseball and softball tryouts will continue through Thursday, February 2nd from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. Make sure to bring your glove, bat, and cleats for tryouts. Baseball and softball students should drop off their equipment bags in the girls' and boys' locker room before school all this week for tryouts. Please put your bags in the locker room shower area. Lastly, make sure that you do not report to the gym this afternoon until all remaining is called.
The boys' soccer tryouts will take place next week on Monday, February 6th through Thursday, February 9th from 3:30 to 5 o'clock p.m. There will be no soccer conditioning prior to tryouts.
Girls' soccer tryouts will continue through Thursday, February 2nd from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. First girls' soccer practice will be from Friday, February 3rd from 3:30 to 5 o'clock p.m.
All students participating in the spring sports do not leave before the 3:30 all remaining student call. All paperwork must be completed through the Planet HS system.
Can you believe today is the last day of January?
I can't believe it. January went by so fast.
I know. Tomorrow is February 1st, and it is the beginning of Black History Month. This month we will feature several well-known and least-known African Americans provided with Miss Taylor's Social Studies students. Let's start today by watching a short video on how Black History Month began.
African American history dates back to the colonial period, when Africans were brought to the colonies as slaves. Yet Black history was largely ignored by historians and the general public until the 20th century. At the forefront of the push to bring Black history into public consciousness was a scholar and son of former slaves, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Born in Virginia in 1875, Carter Woodson escaped poverty through education, ultimately receiving a doctorate from Harvard University in 1912. Throughout his studies, Woodson had noticed that the role of African Americans in American history was either misrepresented or missing altogether from the history books. Determined to encourage Black studies and tell the stories of his people, he founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life in 1915. A year later, he began publishing the Journal of Negro History, now known as the Journal of African American History. Page by page, African Americans wrote themselves back into the history books. Encouraged by a swell of support, Woodson organized the first annual Negro History Week in 1926 for the second week of February to coincide with the birthdays of both Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. The civil rights movement of the 1960s reflected the growing pride and cultural identity among the Black community. By the nation's bicentennial in 1976, African Americans were embracing their heritage and reminding America that Black was beautiful. 26 years after Carter Woodson's death, Negro History Week became Black History Month as part of the bicentennial celebration. Dr. Carter Woodson left an indelible mark. His work ensured the long and rich histories of African Americans would never be forgotten. Black History Month continues his legacy. We honor the people and their achievements in celebration of the African American experience.
And now for the moment of silence.
Fisher students and teachers, you only get to live through today once.
So make it a great day or not. The choice is yours.
Full steam
ahead. Choo choo.